Good morning everybody. How are you today? So today I'm going to be recording this quick video clip to explain a little bit about lessons 10 and 11 of our course Anthology. Now these two lessons will be covering two target sounds, the O diphthong and also the O vowel sound. I will be talking specifically about these two vowel sounds when I get to them. And I will be doing basically three things. I'm going to be describing the vowel. I'm also going to be pronouncing a few target words for you to repeat. And I'm also going to be reading two excerpts, two short texts for you to practice additionally at home and compare your pronunciation against my pronunciation. In addition to this, you can also go to www.youglish.com in order to double check on the pronunciation of these texts against the pronunciation of different native speakers from different parts of the world. So let's hit the road. The first sound we're going to be talking about is the O diphthong. In order for you to pronounce this diphthong, your lips need to be tense and rounded. Your jaw rises a little bit with the tongue and closes slightly at the end, and the tongue glides from mid-level to near the roof of the mouth when you pronounce it. Um, Now, a diphthong, as you already know, is made up of a vowel sound followed or blended with another vowel, and this blending occurs very quickly. So the diphthong O begins with O and it ends with U. So together it goes O, as in no, nope, pope, scope, and so on and so forth. Now I'm going to give you a few words. Oh, but before I do that, I want to tell you that it's very important that you pronounce the O diphthong carefully because otherwise you could cause confusions in communication. So, for example, if you say bold instead of bold, then you would end up saying, if you say that you're a bald person instead of a bold person, you would be saying that you have no hair, B-A-L-D, as you can see here. So this is bald with an O, with an open O, and this one is bold with a diphthong. So it's very important that you make that difference. I want you to go to page 48 of your anthologies and repeat after me. Now, the O diphthong can happen at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of words. At the beginning of words. Repeat after me. Oat, own, oak, old, odor, only, over, oval, open, ocean. O in the middle of words. Boat, both, coast, nose, roam, loan, known. Notice how the K is silent here. So you say known. Spoke, soul, and don't. Probably not don't, but don't. Be careful to round your lips as you say don't. O at the end of words. Go, no, so, toe, so, go, show, snow, hello, though. Now, if you say no, I don't think it's wrong. I think I have heard no in dialects in Jamaican English, but if you want to use a variety that is mostly understood in most parts of the US, yeah, probably the US, then you should make sure to say no instead of no. That's one thing. Let me now move on to page 49, where you will find common spellings for the O diphthong. It's usually spelled O or A, OA or OW as in no, O and grow, OE as in toe and hoe, OU as in dough and though. Here are a few hints that you might want to keep in mind. Be sure to read them. And then I will be back with these exercises here. The instructions for these exercises are in the guidelines for today's session. Let me now move on to the second target sound, which is the open O, as in dog, And I'm going to give you the vowel description for this. I'll show you um, the vowel chart here. And as you can notice, it's a half open backgrounded vowel. Remember that in my course we said that half open can also be described as mid-low because we have other criteria to describe this. Remember in class I said that when we say close, you can also speak about a vowel being high, because remember the vowels can be described in terms of three criteria: height, backness, and roundedness. But here they're speaking about height in a different way. So what they're calling close here is what I call high. What they're calling half close and half open is what I call mid high and mid low. And what they're calling open here is what I call low. Same story. Don't be stressed about that. So anyway, the open O vowel is a half open backgrounded vowel, or in my description, that would be a mid-low backgrounded vowel. Let's go back to the lesson. It's very important that you make the difference between this vowel sound and other vowel sounds, because again, communication problems could occur if you don't. Think about this. If you, for example, say boat instead of bought, then the person would understand that you're saying boat, the thing that you use for rowing out in the sea, bote in Spanish. But if you say bought, then it's clear that you're saying the past tense of the verb buy, and so on and so forth. Feel free to read the additional examples that you will find on page 52. Let me say a few words for you, and I hope that you can repeat them after me at home or wherever you are. So, all at the beginning of words, all, off. Oh, by the way, before I continue to do that, let me tell you a little bit about how your lips should be. Lips are quite tense a little bit and slightly protruded. That means that they come out. You say oh. You don't say ah, because it's a different vowel, but you say oh, as in all. You can notice how my lips protrude. That means they come out. Your jaw is it's open a little more than in the diphthong, and the tongue is near the roof of the mouth when you say oh. So let me go back to the listen and repeat section on page 52. Repeat after me. All at the beginning of words. All, off, also. Notice my lips. Awful, often, ought, always, August, audience, boss. I'm sorry. All in the middle of words. Boss, fall, song, wrong. Be sure not to pronounce the W, it's silent. Wrong, broad, bought, taught, across, naughty. And at the end of words, you have words such as awe, raw, law, flaw, draw, claw, the, straw, and jaw. Now, the clarification I'm always making in class is that there might be small variations in the way that native speakers pronounce this vowel sound. It's quite normal. What you should do is be sure to articulate it in a way that is understood by the majority of speakers, and that means not confusing it with the vowel which is a little too different. So, for example, you don't want to say tat instead of taught, because if you go tat, then we have a different word, or probably something that is very difficult to understand. Here are some common spellings that you can check out. For example, it's spelled O or A or AW or AU. So here you have the words. You can study them later on at home. And here's a note. Remember, note. It's a diphthong. We have a note with less frequent spellings for the O sound, and these include the combinations OA and OU, such as in broad and cough and thought. Here's another hint that I will let you explore at home. And now I want to go down to the third thing I said I was going to do. It is read a few texts where you will find the two target sounds O and O in context. If you go to page 51, you will find two limericks. A limerick I'll show you the word here. It's a very strange word. Here. A limerick is a type of poem. It's meant for kids. Not a very super bright or smart poem, but it's supposed to be funny. So I hope you can get a kick out of this. And we have two. A young lady named Joan. This is for the O sound. And so it goes like this. It has a very specific rhythm. I'll let you YouTube this to see what the pattern is. And it has a lot of music. So I'm going to read it for you. And then I'll read the second one. It goes, Mo loved a young lady named Joan. Notice the rhythm. But she spent all her time on the phone. Notice how I am exaggerating the O words. Though Mo did propose, it was voicemail Joan chose. So they each lived, I'm sorry, so they each lived out, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. Let me read this in the sentence. Oh yes, so they each lived their lives out alone. That's it. The second limerick goes, a fellow named Joe. Notice fellow and Joe. And it goes, there once was a fellow named Joe. Notice the rhythm. Who wore yellow wherever he'd go. His clothes were so bright, you'd know him on sight. He glowed from his head to his toe. That's it. Two simple limericks. Nothing to do a lot of philosophy about, but I hope you find them useful for the sake of pronouncing the diphthong. And let me close the video with something a little more formal. You will find it on page 55, and this is meant to pronounce or to practice the O vowel sound. And it goes, the story of the Gettysburg Address. This is a lot more solemn, so let me get my my professorial air. It goes like this. 7 years ago. Sorry, let me backtrack and say something here. I'm sorry about that. And it goes like this. When the all vowel comes before an sound, it changes a little bit. It's more powerful. So you will notice how I say story and for. That's because it has an sound and it alters the quality of the vowel a little bit. It's longer and it's more powerful. So here I go again. The story of the Gettysburg Address. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. 4 months after the Gettysburg Civil War battle was fought, President Abraham Lincoln delivered these immortal words in the Gettysburg Address. He talked to an audience of more than 14,000 to dedicate this battlefield to those unfortunate soldiers who had lost their lives for the cause. He stood tall and gave a short but strong oration. Oration can be said in two ways. You can say oration or oration with a shorter vowel at the beginning. Many stories about the address are false. Lincoln did not write it on a train right before he arrived. He worked on it in his office, as authors often do. He also made at least 4 revisions. Nor was there a lukewarm response to the speech. From the start, people were awed by his words, and according to newspaper reports, his speech was lauded. Almost all of us recall being taught these famous words in schools. His thoughts seem as authentic today as they were long ago. So that's it. I hope you enjoy my lesson. If you don't, do let me know. I'll be available on WhatsApp, on Teams, in case you have any questions. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.